born and raised in Mount Clemens. Been on drugs, incarcerated all my life, basically. The last time I was here, I'm coming up on 5 years sober.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's not everything goes away. The addicted mind is the addicted mind. You know, when you're so used to learned behaviors, surviving in these streets, hustling and bustling, dealing and all that other type of stuff, you become that. You know, learned behaviors is what become, and it outweighs the morals and principles and virtues that we grew up with. So anyway, make a long story short, at a certain time, one of my friends from this side of the fence was like, come on, let's go to the bar. Let's go hang out. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And I was like, I ain't doing that. And he was like, you ain't want one last hurrah? And I was like, the last hurrah might be the last hurrah. You know, he said, no, I don't want that. So anyway, we went separate ways. He ended up going back to prison, you know, and we severed ties and stuff like that. So I still come back to share the message that sobriety works. Sobriety works. I don't get no pats on the back. I ain't getting no benefit. I ain't on probation. I ain't on none of that. I just want somebody to have the gift that I received. Judge Hooker put me in jail, and I had all the excuses. The dog ate the police report and all type of stuff. I came over with all type of shit to tell her. And the last time I was standing up here, I remember I tell the story, she did something. I don't know what she did, but she did a move. And police came from that door, this door, and this, and she said, Mr. Booker, you will not leave my courtroom today. And I was like,
She think you're gonna run?
huh?
She thought you were gonna run?
I don't know what she thought, but I wasn't leaving the courtroom. And she said, you're gonna get a year in jail or a year in rehab. And I was mad. I was like, give me the year in jail. You know, it's 10 months, 9 months, 18 days, I'll be out, you know. And she looked at me like, and my wife and them stood up and like, he ain't thinking he mad, this, that, and the other. And I said, give me the year in rehab. And I was going through that door, and I thanked her. I told her, thank you, I need help. But the rehab wouldn't accept me because of my past, because of the life it was Grace Center of Hope. They wouldn't accept me. They was like, no, he ain't coming, he's not coming. And Judge Fuka was upset about that, and she was like, she was gonna go to the director, or she was gonna find it. They basically could told her, you can talk to Jesus himself, he's not coming. So she put me in jail, and one day I got a letter, and it was from Judge Fuka, and everybody was like, we ain't never seen a judge write an inmate, you know. And I was like, she really cared. She told me that she wasn't putting me in jail for any other reason but to save me from myself. That I was on a path going bad fast. And so I got out. She let me out Christmas Day. She let me out Christmas Day a month or two early. And they came and said, pack up, you going. So I got a cousin's last name Booker, so I was like, oh, I'm getting out. And she had let me out. I thought they made a mistake, but I wasn't gonna tell them. I was getting out. And I found out it was her that let me out. So I went back to my friends. I went back to familiar surroundings. And so next thing you know, I started using again, and was going back down the path. And then at March 18th, I went to a place called, hold on for a second. Hey, stop calling me at the court. I'll call you back. It was March 18th, I went to Meridian, and at Meridian, I said I was gonna do everything that I didn't wanna do, and I was gonna do everything that they asked me to do. I surrendered that day. And I remember going to a meeting, and this lady, her name was Kayla, she told me, don't be afraid. And me, being who I thought I was, I said, afraid? I ain't afraid of nothing, or no one, you know? And she was like, don't be afraid. And so I was in front of these men, a whole bunch of men. And I started to speak, and I don't know how it came out, but I talked about my childhood. Child abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, stuff like that, being in and out of institutions, and the things that I went through in institutions. From 13 to 15, I was in Boysville. From 15 to 17, I was in Green Oaks Training School. From 18 to 38, I was in prison. So I spent like maybe a year and a half, 2 years on the streets and all that. I knew how to deal with institutions, jails, and prisons. I knew how to survive. You know, all you had to do was be violent. You didn't have to be intelligent. You didn't have to be responsible or accountable. You had to be violent and be smooth, manipulative. And I learned how to be very good at that. But that cost me. It cost me. I never raised my child. I never raised a diaper, put a diaper on her. When I came home, she was 20 years old. And we didn't have a relationship. And she called me Cherry. And you know, in my head, I didn't come home nobody's bitch. I didn't come home nobody's flunky or nothing like that. I still stood on what I thought I stood on, which was nothing. I wanted street accountability, street respect, and stuff like that. That everybody knew I was real, that I was solid. But they was out here with their family. None of them guys wrote me a letter. None of them girls waited for me, and none of that old type of stuff. You know, and then when I came home, back to the same old cycle. Make a long story short, sobriety changed my life a little bit. I came to start looking at my shortcomings and who I was as a person, who I was as a man, what I valued in friends. I didn't really have friends. I had people that, you know, as long as I had drugs, money, or women, you know what I'm saying, they was there. I hang around pretty girls, so who ain't gonna wanna hang around me? You know what I'm saying? I had people, my cousin was the biggest drug dealer in Mount Clemens. Who not gonna wanna hang around me? So, you know, they wasn't my friends though. So I realized what I wanted to be, what I wanted in a friend, that I was gonna be in a friend. That's why I come back now, to let people know. We got an organization called the MIPs. Y'all look it up, MIP Michigan. We go back, we help the homeless. I became homeless. I lost everything. I was laying in my mother's garage, and she left me a 5-bedroom house, 3-bathroom, 2-car garage, and I messed all that up. I stopped paying the bills and did everything that I thought the streets was. I thought it was something. I don't know why I thought the streets was so beautiful. I was going out with girls that everybody went out with. I was hanging out with guys that were snakes, and you know, and I'm like, I thought this was something. The drug mind is crazy, man. But that's what it did. But I came here today to share something with y'all. I got this disease called Crohn's disease. You go through complications, you go through some stuff. I got hurt. The doctor gave me Norcos. Pills was never my thing. Pills was never my thing. It's still not my thing. So, I didn't think anything would happen. Crack, cocaine, and alcohol was my thing, you know. I wanted to be up and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, about a week or two ago, I got an urge. I found myself being irritable when I didn't have this Norco. I didn't know what I was going through at first. I didn't know why I was irritable. I didn't know why I was going through what I was going through, why I was, because I wasn't under the influence, like, oh, you know how you paranoid when you high, or you mellow when you're drinking, or you did. I didn't go through any of that. So, but I knew I was going through something. I didn't know, I just thought it was the medicine. Anyway, and so you can know, I brought this, so you can see, I was prescribed these. I was prescribed Norcos. And so everything is good. Everything is cool. Last week, I found myself, where can I get some Norcos from? Last week, I found myself thinking, who got what, this, that, and the other. I had an urge, and I was like, oh, hell no, you know? Just because it's prescribed to you, just because it's okay, you know, a narcotic is a narcotic is a narcotic. And whether you was on crack, heroin, this, that, and the other, just because you take Tylenol 4s, it doesn't mean we are addicts. Some people can take medication the right way and it don't affect them. Some people can drink 2 beers and leave the bar. Some people can do things that we can't do because we don't have that tolerance, we don't have that discipline, we don't have that control. More is great for us until we messed up, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I wanted to share that with y'all. Like, you know, if you're really serious about your sobriety and you don't want to be an addict, and you don't want to be that person that you were, and you want to still strive in the person you're becoming, be careful of the way your mind can work, you know what I'm saying? Because we focusing with addiction and sobriety. We've been in addiction way longer than we've been in sobriety. So, you know, it's easy to be a little bit puffed up. I got 5 years sober, I'm good. I could have been playing with this and been right back into something. I don't have a license, I drive. I don't, you know, and once you don't have a license, they can search your car no matter what, you know. And all I need to do is have a peel in the car or this, that, and the other. And something was on my heart to share this with y'all, you know what I'm saying? And for me being transparent, then it gives me the push to move away from what I'm doing and keep moving forward in the path of recovery and sobriety. If I hide something on the way, you know, if people have my back and cover my stuff, it's still enabling me, you know what I'm saying, to do wrong, to do what is counterproductive in what I'm trying to do. So I wanted to share that with y'all and let you know, just be careful, be mindful. I'm not, you know, what works for some people doesn't work for everybody. So some people can take their medications the correct way. But if you find yourself running out of and doing things and doing that, then you in trouble. So be mindful of what you do. Stay in battle with recovery over addiction. It's a constant battle, man. Be mindful of it and keep your head up. That's all I wanted to share with y'all.
Appreciate that.
You know it.